Hey, how's it going today? It's Thursday. We're taking a look at what kind of opportunities are available up there. I thought I would cover facilities, the number of facilities available, right? And let's touch on those and perhaps southwest more of UK. Let's finalize and perhaps take a look at or make an argument, right? That those universities and something what's happening with those universities. I'll try to make a case. Not know myself, my experience with working with those universities is completely different. I know. It's the way. Some people have the way how to approach it, to communicate and work with them. They would keep saying no, 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 no. Why people would maybe take a look at how business can engage with them, and when you're coming or approaching those universities, they don't want to do anything in the first place. Because they don't want to do it. So, myself and perhaps others are trying not to say anything. They just say that they want to do something, right? And the people keep giving reasons why not to do it, of course, because if they can, people have been hired to do as little or no work up there. So that's a problem up there. But I'll touch on that as we go along, right? So within this video, perhaps I will be taking a look at this problem, and I will be tackling this problem slightly differently, right? And I will try to make a case, right? So let's do it like that. I'll have a little bit of a challenge for myself and how I'll be approaching this video. I'm going to be touching on facilities, and that I'll try to prove that there's a lot of opportunities available. People within those facilities, there's perhaps the reason why they don't want to do anything, right? So that's a different issue, but I'll touch on all that opportunities out there. Let's take a case of university in Plymouth, right? So we can begin with finance and progress from there, right? And finalize with some of the interesting projects happening within the area. Perhaps that's a good way of looking at it. So let's start with research and development solutions fund. So finance might be there. It might be that following the highly successful 2021 and 2022 Research and Development Solutions Fund, the University of Plymouth Research and Innovation team are delighted to announce a new Research and Development Solutions Fund grant of up to £20,000 available to solve business problems throughout encouraging strong academia and business collaborations, right? There's an email and perhaps a team, and it might be independent company up there who is set up to allocate those finances, right? So I'm looking or trying to make a case, right, that finance there might be there, right? Let's progress. I'm taking a look at some of those investments being made, right? And I'm taking a look at there's a wider plan, right? But I'm just taking a look at perhaps only Plymouth and some of the capital that was allocated to Plymouth, and but there seems there's overall 25. But again, the pool is way larger than that. I think it's about 213 million in total, and out of the larger pool there would be 25 million, and some of that of 25 was allocated to the University of Plymouth. I don't know if there's any details out there. I have seen some of that information, but I don't know how much of that is relevant. I think it's about without going too much in detail, perhaps that's a better approach, right? Or would only cover what was within the article. That's a better approach, right? Well, people who are interested, they can do their own research and try to understand how much of the capital was allocated to different universities, right? So the money within equipment that was invested, so equipment might be there. How government received that capital, perhaps from a tax money, perhaps. So money might be allocated in establishing some of those equipments, right? So myself, how I'm approaching that. So University of Plymouth, right? So laboratory, they might have equipment there, and a lot of investments being made into that equipment, right? That would be an example, and that was made publicly available of the funds that I have recently or previously mentioned, right? So that would be 20,000 and pounds each grants, right? And how those grants was made available for 5 different projects or supporting different businesses. I think it's with regards to research and development work, but I don't know how up to date some of that information is. It might be historical data, but I don't know most recent ones and what they're doing with the most recent ones, right? And something that was happening and was within newspapers about within Plymouth right area, that would be some of those companies up there who have signed some of those contracts, and some of those contracts are worth an entire 750 million contracts, right? So it's a large contracts, right? And some of the impact and on local economies, and perhaps some of that will be paid in taxes, I guess, and how those taxes can be allocated back into universities and workforce and everything, how local communities can be impacted, right? At least it should be. I'm not entirely sure how it works, right? And there was a news article about how many people in our community and recruits, right? And since there would be a lot of work and there would be a lot of recruitments as well, right? Happening within the area, that would be over perhaps more. I would definitely say it's 250 now, and it was announced last week or last month on the 19th of November. Perhaps would be 500 in total, right? And how some of that labor force will be trained and all the process will look like if we take a look at university, right? And our business might be able to engage with universities, right? Yourself, if you're interested in learning more, I have published a book, a game strategy. Within this book, I'm taking a look at very important areas with regards to business and everything. What I personally believe every person who is interested in launching and starting their own company would need to know. All process, I would break it down in three different phases. First phase, perhaps doing a lot of research and try to understand all the areas and what will be required when it comes to establishing and launching your business enterprise. On phase two would be taking action based on that information, and when you're taking action, setting up a company and starting business and begin operating as a business. From there, progressing into allocating perhaps or acquiring resources and how those resources could be reinvested and what kind of ventures you would choose, and based on that, how that supplement your initial investment, right? Potentially you can find it in QR code in economy and company's website below. Taxes was collected, right? And some of those companies have perhaps paid a lot more in taxes, right? So let's acknowledge that some of those companies have paid way, way more, right? So perhaps that's priority. And so some of those universities engage with those companies first. Great. So, okay. So now, since they're paying a lot of taxes and perhaps they're receiving a lot of things in return, right? Great. So how other companies now can engage with even universities and or having access to those facilities, and perhaps begin paying as much as other companies back within taxes if that's an option. So that's what I'm trying to understand, right? So engaging with those facilities is something I have touched on, and how to anyone to get their business to the point where they could potentially sell their products or services, not necessarily just domestically, but perhaps on a world stage, right? And that would be some of the case studies that I have taken a look, right? And was trying to make a case that there are some business out there who are perhaps performing very well, right? And they need a lot of they're hiring a lot of people, they working a lot on research and development, and perhaps paying back into local communities, right? Great, right? So how you can take your business up to that level, and how you yourself you can engage with those universities, or perhaps there's different alternatives there where the businesses have different facilities, right? But either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.